Hi, this is your second maths lesson this week, and today we're going to be adding mixed numbers. So the question is 2 1/5 add 3 3/5. This lady says, I'm going to convert them both to improper fractions first. We're going to look at this as a picture. So she's drawn bars, and this is a whole bar, this is a whole bar, and this is part of a bar. So it's 2 whole ones and 1 out of 5 pieces, and you can see that she split them all into fifths. And then she's got 3 whole bars and then 3 fifths. So she's going to count all the fifths together once she has converted them into fifths. 2 whole ones and 1 fifth is the same as how many fifths? Well, that's 5 and that's 5, so that's 10 plus 1 more is 11. And 3 3/5, that's 5, another 5 is 10, another 5 is 15, add 3 more is 18 fifths. So what she'll just do now is add the numerators together because the denominators are the same. So 11 fifths add 18 fifths is 29 fifths. And if we turn that into a mixed number, we can do 29 divided by 5 and say how many 5s are in 29? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 5 whole ones and 4 left over. And the denominator stays the same. 5 and 4 fifths. Now this guy says, I'm going to add my whole numbers and fractions separately. So he draws the bars again. 2 and 1/5, 3 and 3/5. And then he puts all his whole bars together over this side, and then all his parts together over this side. So he's got 5 whole ones and he's got 4 fifths because 1/5 and 3/5 makes 4 fifths. So his answer is 5 and 4 fifths. So they've got the same answer. 5 and 4 fifths, 5 and 4 fifths. Her method was turn the mixed numbers into improper fractions, turn the mixed number into an improper fraction, and then you get your answer by adding your numerators, and then you turn that back into a mixed number, whereas this man added the whole numbers, added the fractions, and then put them together. Whose method do you prefer and why? Have a think. What you might remember from being at school is that to turn a mixed number into an improper fraction, in a quicker way, we can multiply these two numbers together, 2 times 5. And if you think back to her 2 bars that were each split into 5 pieces, that's where your 2 times 5 comes from. It's 2 lots of the 5 fifths. So 2 lots of 5 is 10, plus 1 more is 11. And the 3 whole bars, each split into 5, so it's 3 times 5, which is 15, plus your 3 left over is 18 fifths. So 11 fifths plus 18 fifths is 29 fifths. We've got 3 questions to do, and we're going to do a little bit of both methods just to practice so you know which one you definitely prefer. So 2 and 4/7 plus 1 and 3/7. Let's look at the ladies' method first. It's 4 whole ones, each split into 7 parts. So 4 times 7 is 28, plus 2 more equals 30/7. And you've got 1 whole bar split into 7 pieces, so 1 times 7 is 7, plus 3 more equals 10/7. And I can add my numerators together now because my denominators are the same. 30 plus 10 is 40, so 40/7. And that's more than 1, so I'd like that to be a mixed number. How many 7s into 40? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. So that's 5 whole ones and 5 left over. So 5 and 5/7. Now let's look at the man's method. 4 plus 1 is 5. So we're going to add the whole numbers together first. Then add the parts. 2/7 plus 3/7. and that equals 5/7. So your 5 plus 5/7 equals 5 5/7. Now, using the method that you prefer, the ladies or the man's, pause the video and answer these two questions. Okay, so I can see that I'm working with quite big numbers here. So I'd have to do 12 times 12 plus 5 for the ladies method, and 6 times 12 plus 6. 12 times 9, add 2 here. So that is a trickier method when you're working with larger numbers. I'll work out the answers using the man's method, because I think the majority of you will have picked that one. So adding the whole numbers together first, 12 add 6 is 18 whole ones, and then 5 twelfths plus 6 twelfths is 11 twelfths. So it's 18 and 11 twelfths. Now here I've got all ninths. So 3 plus 12 is my whole number, 15. Then I've got 3 ninths plus 2 ninths plus 2 ninths. 3 add 2 is 5, add 2 is 7. So it's 15 and 7 ninths. Now that is much, much quicker for this, isn't it? So now this lady says, for this question, I'm going to convert them both to improper fractions first. 2 and 2/5 add 3 and 4/5. And she does it. Let's see what she gets. So 2 whole ones, split into 5 pieces each. So 2 times 5 is 10, plus 2 more left over is 12/5. And then we've got 3 whole ones, each split into 5. So it's 3 times 5, plus the 4 more is 19/5. So she's got to add together 12/5, add 19/5. And 12 plus 19 is 31/5. How many 5s go into 31? 6 and 1 left over. 6 and 1/5. And this man says, I'm going to add my whole numbers and fractions separately. So he puts all his whole numbers together, 2 whole ones and 3 whole ones, and then his parts, his 4/5 plus his 2/5. So look, he's had to draw another bar here, because otherwise he'd have run out of room. So 2 plus 3 is 5. The 2/5 plus the 4/5 equals 6/5. And we know that 5/5 equals 1. So we've got to turn the 6/5 into a mixed number, which is 1 and 1/5. And we've got to add the 1 and the 5 together to get 6, plus the 1/5 is 6 and 1/5. So whose method do you prefer this time? Has it changed? Now, again, choosing your preferred method, I'd like you to have a go at working the answers out. I'll do the first one with you. I'm going to do a mixture of both. In fact, I'll do the ladies one for this one because the numbers are a little bit lower. So 4 times 7 is 28 plus 5 more is 33/7. 1 times 7 is 7 plus 4 is 11/7. Add my numerators, it's 44/7. But it's better to have a mixed number here. 44 divided by 7. 7 times table is 7, 14, 21, 28, 35, 42. That was 6 sevens and 2 left over. 6 and 2/7. Let's have a look at the man's method for the next one, and we'll see which method we think we prefer. 12 add 6 is 18. 5 twelfths add 7 twelfths is 12 twelfths. I can't just have 12 twelfths here. 12 twelfths is the same as a whole one. I've got to add the whole one onto the 18, and I'm going to get 19. That was quicker, wasn't it? You just need to realise that this sometimes might be bigger than a whole one. Now pause the video and have a go at this last question. So using the man's method, 12 add 3 equals 15. Then 6 ninths add 7 ninths add 8 ninths. 6 add 7 is 13 add 8 is 21. But I can't leave it as 21 ninths because that's bigger than a whole one. So I've got to work out what this is the same as a mixed number. How many 9s go into 21? 2 whole ones. So that makes 18. So that's 3 left over. 2 and 3 ninths. I've got to add the 15 onto the 2 and 3 ninths. So 15 add 2 is 17. And then I've got my 3 ninths. And you might know that's the same as a third. You can divide them both by 3. 17 and 3 ninths, or 17 and a third. Well done if you got those right. Okay, look, now I'm working with different denominators. 3 1/4 add 4 and 5/12. Let's look at a bar model here. So I've got 3 whole ones and 1/4. So I've had to split them all into quarters, so it's much clearer to understand. I've got 4 whole ones and 5/12. So again, we've split them all into 12ths, so it's easier to understand. If I now put them near each other, putting all my whole bars together and all my parts together, so I've got 3 whole ones plus 4 whole ones, which is 7 whole ones, and I've got, what was it again up there, 1/4 plus 5/12. This is my 1/4 and this is my 5/12. It's much easier if I split both bars into 12 so I can see it clearer. So look, this is the same as 3/12. This was a quarter, so 1/4 is the same as 3/12. Look at the pattern. 1 multiplied by 3 is 3. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. So they are equivalent fractions. So 3/12 plus 5/12 equals 8/12. So my answer is 7 and 8/12. Now we're going to have a go at these, and again, look, they've got different denominators. So we'll have a go together to start with, and I'm going to show you a method that doesn't involve the bar model. So first we've got to add together our whole numbers. 2 add 2 is 4. Then we have to add together our fractions, our parts. 1/2 plus 3/8. And we're going to put them both under the same denominator. What's a common multiple of 2 and 8? It is 8, isn't it? So we're going to put both fractions over 8. 3/8 is already over 8, so we need to make a half be a fraction over 8. Thinking about what's equivalent to a half. Well, what do I multiply 2 by to get 8? How many 2's go into 8? It's 4. So 1 times 4 is 4. So a half is the same as 4/8. 4/8 add 3/8 is 7/8. So my answer is 4 plus 7/8. So 4 and 7/8. Pause the video while you have a go at the next 2 questions. If you want to draw yourself bars, then do so. Okay, adding the whole numbers together, so we've got 9 whole ones. Then we have to add together our 2 fractions. 3/4 plus 7/12. I know that 12 is a multiple of 4, so I can put both fractions over 12. I need to know what an equivalent fraction is for 3/4, so that is out of 12. Well, what do I multiply 4 by to get 12? I times them by 3. So I need to multiply my 3 by 3, and I'm going to get 9. So 9/12 add 7/12 is 16/12. But I can't have 9 and 16/12 because this is bigger than 1. How many 12s go into 16? 1 and 4 left over. 1 and 4/12. So it's 9 plus the 1 is 10. 10 and 4/12. Or you can simplify that and get 10 and 1/3. Here, add the whole numbers, that's 3, and I need to add together 5/6, 2/3 and 6/12. What is a common multiple of my denominators? What number is in the 6 times table, the 3 times table and the 12 times table? It's 12, isn't it? So I need to put both of these fractions out of 12 and find equivalent fractions. This last one is already over 12. So I say, what's 5/6 equivalent to out of 12? What do I times the 6 by to get 12? It's 2. So 5 times 2 is 10. What do I multiply 3 by to get 12? 4. 2 times 4 is 8. So 2/3 is the same as 8/12. Now my denominators are the same, I can add together my numerators. 10 add 8 is 18, plus 6 is 24. So it's 24/12, but that's an improper fraction. How many 12s go into 24? 2 whole ones. So I've got to add together 3 plus 2, which is 5. Now this is your final slide and it's a challenge. You've got to think about what are the missing numbers in the box. Let's do the first one together. Okay, so it looks like I can have different options here. If these are in quarters, we might as well have this one in quarters to make our lives easier. So my whole number needs to add up to make 7. It could be 5 and 2, 4 and 3, 1 and 6. I'm going to go with 1 and 6. And then so many quarters plus so many quarters equals 3 quarters. So it's going to have to be a 1 and a 2 somewhere because I can't put a 0 in there. So 1 and a 2 or a 2 and a 1. Look down here though, you're working with sixths and thirds. So think very carefully about what you can do. So these two fractions, when added together, equal so many sixths, which is the equivalent to 6 whole ones. So how many sixths are the same as 6 whole ones? What divided by 6 gives you 6? Pause the video and have a go at this one. So 6 whole ones is the same as 36 sixths, because 36 divided by 6 gives you 6. So 3 and so many sixths plus something and so many thirds equals 36 sixths. Okay, I'm going to put in a number 1 here and see how I get on. I'm going to also turn it into an improper fraction because this is an improper fraction. So 3 and 1/6, that's 3 times 6 is 18, plus 1 is 19. So that's 19 sixths. 19 sixths and how many sixths make 36 sixths? So 19 plus what number makes 36? 17, isn't it? So does 17 sixths work here? Let's have a look. 17 sixths is the same as 2 and 5 sixths. I can't make 2 and 5 sixths go into thirds because I can't have the 5. So it can't be that, which means I can't have a 1/6 there. I'm going to have an even number. Let's put 2 sixths there. What's that as an improper fraction? 3 times 6 is 18, add 2 is 20. So this is the same as 20 sixths. 20 sixths add what makes 36 sixths? 20 add 16 equals 36. But that's 6, isn't it? Let's turn it into an improper fraction. Mixed number. So how many sixes go into 16? 2 whole ones and 4 left over. So 2 and 4 sixths. What's that in thirds? 2 whole ones and 2 thirds, because we can have them both to find an equivalent fraction. Now you could also make that a 4. So 3 and 4 sixths, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 sixths. Add how many sixths make 36 sixths? So 14 sixths. What's that? As a mixed number, that's 2 whole ones and 2 sixths. That's the same as 2 whole ones and 1/3. So those are your 2 options. Now for this last challenge, you have got to put these 6 numbers in these boxes somewhere. Pause the video and have a go. This is your last question of the day. Okay, let's see if you got it right. So the answer was 1 1/4, add 4 3/8, add 2 1/8, add 7 6/8. Well done if you got that right. See you tomorrow.